Good afternoon, ladies and gents. March 16th, Monday, after the New York cash market open. Piotr here, my pleasure to be with you. Good morning, good evening, wherever you are, guys. Another day with the very high volatility, all right, with plenty of limits down when it comes to the US stocks, to the US futures. There was a limit down before the open, right after the open. Market is trying to close some gaps we have. So Tokyo, risk off. Europe, risk off. Beginning of the US cash for a few minutes, risk off. Now looks like we are switching to the risk on. But guys, be very extremely careful. It might be just profit taking and we might see another sell-off closer towards the US close. Now, one important thing, 30 minutes before the US market close, we have President Trump briefing again in regards to the coronavirus. So let's have a look what we have when it comes to the charts. Okay, USA, that's how it looks. That's how it looks. A 1 minute S&P chart, all right. But let's switch to the weekly. Let's have a look where we are. Again, guys, if you remember our discussion, right, from the higher time frame, what's holding, right? Possible demand zone, and we're trying again, right? We're trying again. Now it looks a little bit different from the daily chart perspective, and here what we have, I'm waiting for a daily close, because if we are going to get the close, let me show you a different way. I've been long a bit when it comes to the DAX, but I think it's going to be worth to, from the long perspective, to it was intraday. That's the daily charts. That's the Thursday, Friday lower low, Monday lower low, right? But I like 3 lower lows with the higher close. Now, what I would like to see, the close somewhere around the Thursday close, Friday open, all right? Also, the lower shadow close like this is gonna be positive, but that's if you remember, we were discussing 2,400 below 2,500 as some kind of the buying opportunity. To 480 to 450, we were even lower with limits down. Fortunately, I haven't been, nothing has happened. I started to trade DAX once the US market started to move. Don't forget that you can actually monitor what I'm doing. A link is in the description, so don't forget to check from time to time. I have some kind of the negative exposure when it comes to the crypto, but I'm looking to add. That's the working with the lower exposure. That helped me, right, to control the things better. I'm staying short euro dollar. I've got a tiny long dollar yen exposure. I have Aussie Kiwi exposure to the upside. To be honest with you, I've been thinking it's gonna be better post RBNZ cut. Well, we will see. So there was a coordinated action again. Didn't help out. Anyway, let's get back to our charts. All right, let's get back to our charts. So I'm looking to buy eventually the dips, right? But it's very interesting thing on the smaller time frame. Let's switch to 30 minutes. Why it's so important and interesting, as I mentioned before, because That's the supply, remember. That's the supply, remember. That's the supply, remember. And based on the latest pre-weekend price action, right, we do have, I'm very curious how it's going to work the way on that supply. We are testing right here, right now, 50% of that supply is being tested right now. Very, very curious, very, very interesting what's going to happen, because if we are going to take out that one, right, probably we are going to take out this one, and the close below 2,765 could be short-term bullish, some short squeeze possible, right? Well, guys, is it going to be end of those move to the downside? Well, as I'm checking the coronavirus cases in Europe, well, I don't think so yet. When I'm checking the coronavirus cases in US, well, I don't think so. We are going to see, one day we are going to see huge monster squeeze, but that's not gonna be end of the moves to the downside. So Friday range, Thursday high, again as a supply, Friday low, today's low, Thursday low as again as a demand. Something similar to we already discussed on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. Now, euro dollar. Why I'm short, why I've been trading today? Well, if you remember, red dotted line, right? Red dotted line, yearly open, right? And we were above. We are talking about 1450 as a medium long-term selling opportunity, right? Now we got back below, and we are trying twice to get back above the yearly open. Now I think Europe is much weaker. What we've seen Friday and what we are observing right now is the reaction on this latest weakness, right? And okay, that's the reaction to the latest weakness. All right, cool. Fed cut to zero, but we just had higher open, spike, and rejection, right? Looks like dollar might be some kind of the safe haven finally. All those euro shorts been taken out already. They covered their margin calls. Of course, we need to get back. We need to get back below 110, right, to renew even bigger selling pressure. That's blue dotted, that's the weekly open, so we have to move a little bit higher right over here. So right now, as you can see, weekly open, yearly open, that's quite nice possible supply. Of course that's possible demand, and we are fighting, we are trying to bounce for the last 3 days, right? For the last 3 days we are bouncing in between. Okay, we are bouncing in between here. Thursday, Friday low, Friday high. Today's weekly open, today's low. So we are bouncing between 1220, let's say 1060. Okay. Medium long term bearish. Intraday it might be range trading. So be careful, be very, very careful right here, right now. Why? Very, very easy explanation. Because, guys, we are inside the range, right? So you may try to trade the range when it comes to euro dollar, right? And finally, cable. Something we discussed, that we are going to see lower levels. I've been trading pound 26.50, 25.50, but we are right now even lower, right? Few figures lower. So the bounce cannot be ruled out right here, right now, based on what we have to the downside. All right. What kind of the bounce I'm talking about? I wouldn't be surprised either. There are 3 levels for me when it comes to the bounce. Either this breakout candle, so something towards Previous target 2550, 2580, engulf 2770 or 3080. Previous week high, right? That's from the weekly. Sorry, that's from the weekly chart, guys. Now let's switch lower. Let's switch to the daily chart. We were lower. Some stop count, right? Based on what we have to the left, and Friday, Thursday, similar to US S&P 500, right? So from here, bounce possible. As I mentioned, the same what I've said based on the weekly chart, 2550, 2580 first one, 2770, 2780, and the higher levels. Well, I'm looking to sell the Rallies. I'm not gonna look to buy. Maybe when we got some kind of the positive risk, maybe some pound with Swiss, maybe some pound with yen, but not versus US dollar. Not for now, right? Not for now when we are falling for 1, 2, 3, 4, the 5 days straight move to the downside. No, not here. Some kind of the stabilization first. That's what I wanna see. So, guys, indices by today's low, maybe Friday, right? Thursday. But guys, exposure, lower your exposure. That's gonna be easier for you to trade. When it comes to the selling indices, upper range, euro dollar, intraday range, medium term sell Rallies. And something similar when it comes to the cable, when it comes to medium term, sell the Rallies. It was my pleasure to make this update for you. Watching carefully, we'll make another one if necessary. Don't forget you can monitor my trades, link in the description. Take care, goodbye, see you around, guys. Thank you very much, take care.